Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make like a tank top. I'm actually going to show you how to make this shirt. It's like a different technique. Um, this is a beautiful shirt that I just cut up, and what I did is for the sleeves, I actually cut the sleeves off and I cut the neckline out and everything, and actually just put those on it to kind of give it that kind of look. And so, and this is what the back looks like. I actually cut out the entire back, cut down it in a V shape and things like that. So, but stay tuned and you can see how to make this. Okay, so, this is what the shirt looks like before anything is done with it. It's just like a Beatles t-shirt. I think it's actually like Beatles brand. But it's like an extra large, humongous, but that's what works best for this style. You definitely need a big t-shirt because it's gonna have sort of like a big look to it. So so let's get started. For this look, what you're gonna do is firstly you want to cut the sleeves off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut the sleeve off. And then once you get done getting that off, you pull this out and make sure everything is kind of in line. If not, kind of trim this. As you can see, it's there's a little bit of an edge there, so I'm just going to trim that. Okay, so now we got this sleeve off. I'm going to go ahead and cut this sleeve, and you want to make sure that this comes to about the same, like it's the same length. So with your scissors, what I usually do is with my scissors, I will kind of make a mark. I mean, like if you press down, they'll make a line, as you can see. So you can see that line. So that's what I usually do. I usually come about right here where the sleeve stops off, and I kind of make just like a little line sort of, and I try to keep it as straight as possible. Okay. So then I'm going to make the line out to here. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bitty snip, just so you know that that is where you're going to stop off. And also up here, what I usually do is I will take my scissors, okay, and I will kind of like bring them out a little bit and measure it with your scissors. So take your scissors and kind of measure that. So open up the scissors to where that the sleeve is and the neckline is, so you know where to cut, and kind of keep your scissors like that. Bring it to the other side, and then you'll see where you're going to cut. So it's right here, so I'm going to bring my scissors up. Okay, now just like this one, we're just going to cut down. Now that we've got both sleeves off of it, we're going to do the neck. Okay, now for this look, what you do is something different, kind of like a different type of look, because it's the way that we're going to do this, we're only going to do one layer. So now, what you're going to want to do is take this right here and kind of make like a little hole, okay? With your scissors, just kind of poke a hole through it, and that's only this layer, the top layer. You do not cut both layers. So go ahead and keep cutting downward into a V motion, sort of like a curved V, okay? So take this top layer and do the same thing over here, okay? Kind of make a hole. Let's put it on the other side. Okay, and now kind of make it like that. Okay. Take your top layer and cut downward until you form the V. Okay, So now what you've got is this little thing hanging off here, okay? And what you're going to do is just snip it right here on that, okay. Now, basically, what you've got is you've got the back collar and the tag, and you've got, you know, a little V-neck. So what you're going to want to do next is take the back and, okay, what you do is, like for this, you're going to cut all the way down to the bottom, okay? Now for this shirt, I want it to be cropped because it is extremely long. So I'm going to go ahead and crop it just so I don't have to cut so much, which is a good idea if you have a really huge t-shirt to crop it. But, you know, it's all up to you, whatever you want. I'm sorry for all the hair. My cats are crazy and they shed a lot, so. So, I'm actually going to flip this around and trim it like that. So it'll be easier to figure out where I want it to be on my body. So I'm actually going to trim it all the way up to here. Now that I've got it cropped and everything, get a smaller t-shirt, and you definitely keep all of your scrap material because you're definitely going to need these for anything. I mean, any t-shirts that you make, you may need it, and it's just a good idea to keep, always keep your extras. What you do is you cut in sort of like a V motion, just like you did on the other. Because see, what you're going to do is it's going to come down, all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to cut through the bottom. And then you're going to come back up, and it's going to come right here. And so what you're going to have is you're going to have like a longer bottom, or you're going to have like a, you know, more material at the bottom than you are at the top. Okay, so, and what we're going to do is we're going to tie the bottom together. So it will work out. It may seem like you're going to fuck up the t-shirt, but you're not. Just know that. Once you finish doing that, you should have a piece of material that you end with that looks just like this. It's like a little skinny V. Okay, so now we've got this t-shirt right here. And I'm going to flip it, and as you can see, it's kind of just like flappy and open. What you're going to want to do is take the bottom, flip it around there, and take your bottom area right here, this right here, these, and pull, kind of just like pull that bottom right there, just on the back side, don't pull the front. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to actually tie them together, and depending on how tight you want it, I definitely want it to fit my body very well. Okay, so just first off, I'm just going to go ahead and tie it like this, and then whenever I try it on, I can readjust it or whatever. So I'm not going to tie it real tight yet, but I already double knotted it just for safe measure. Okay, so basically what you've got now is that in the back, and it kind of ties. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fix my front real quick because I nipped a little bit too much right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Make sure and try and get it as even as possible. I'm just going to go ahead and just like stretch it just a little bit, just so that you know, it gives it that rolly effect look, and it looks more natural, not like it was just freshly cut. So I'm stretching the sleeve right now. Make sure not to rip it or anything. Okay. So now that we've got all the cutting done, what you're going to do is, and you can use a totally different color for this, it's all up to you. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use this, the material that I've got here. And what you do, move your shirt out of the way so you don't cut anything you don't want to. So I've got this material, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut strips, okay? And I need long strips. So that is why, see this? It is there's 2 layers right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut those 2 layers, cut them in half, and then they'll be long. Because they have to be super long. Okay. Now what you've got is these long strands, whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stretch them, and that makes them even longer, and it has that rolly effect as well. I'm gonna do this side as well. And now you've got 2 long strings, okay? Now, go ahead and do about 4 of those, to just cut one more of these. Now, go ahead and do that, and that, stretch them. I'm going to just lay these over here, and I'm going to take the shirt and just lay it down like this. What you're going to do is you're just going to take this string, take it around here, and start it about right here, right at where it comes up to go onto your shoulder. So take that string and put it around just that one and tie it. And see how it's kind of rolling into a kind of like that? You're going to want to fix that. Make sure it's going the opposite way, just so it gives it a better look. Make sure before you pull it tight that it's kind of want it to look. Now go ahead and double knot that. Okay. Now just trim this little edge off right here. Now, you can leave it that way and just tie one on the back, or you can, keep watching and do what I'm going to do, which is something different. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to kind of like wrap it around this, okay? And then keep wrapping it around. And just kind of keep doing that until it runs out. And what you're going to do when you get up to that, just wrap your, kind of like mush all that together, the seam that you've got here, and just wrap your little things around that so that it kind of hides that seam. You're going to take this right here, and you're going to cut like this. So like right in the very middle of the material. So just cut down and make 2 little strands. See? Just like that. Okay. So actually what you're going to do is you're going to bring one around and then tie it. So you actually have these two, so you don't have to tie it to one of the wraparounds. Okay, now double knot it. Okay. Now go ahead and just trim those little pieces off. Okay, for the sleeve is this. See? And it's really neat looking. Now, see where we went up and it kind of like does that and it just looks kind of messy? I mean, shit, you can do this the whole fucking way around. I mean, it's all up to you, but I think what I'm gonna do is just do it in the front. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these strings, like one that I had already cut off, and I'm just gonna take it around the seam, like right here, and tie it. I'm gonna kind of stretch this out just so it kind of gets the whole seam inside of it. I don't want the seam to show. I think it looks tacky a bit and too thick, and it's just not nice looking. Make sure that it's all in there, that the whole seam is in there, and you pull it so tight. And then go ahead and do it again. A double knot. Another tight one. Okay. So now you're gonna trim those. Alright. Now I'm going to do the other side and I will be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look of the t-shirt. Pulled my hair back so you can see. Like the way that we cut it and the way that we tied it actually made it kind of, you know, look right. You definitely don't want to wear your, you know, regular bra with this, but you know, I didn't have any change or anything, so but yeah, this is what the sleeves look like. I don't know if you can really see that. And then this is what the back looks like. You can see that it's kind of coming at an angle upward, which you can fix that in like a second by just pulling on the sleeves or on the little strings and like pulling it backward, you know, and making it shorter in the front. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and also definitely subscribe, don't forget, and you know, if you want any, like, if you want to request any like tutorials or anything, like if you have seen things on like seen pictures or certain things that you might want to recreate yourself, and you want to request it, just leave me a comment down there, and don't forget to subscribe over here. Do it, just do it, okay? You need to subscribe. I need people on my channel. I need people to watch this shit. So do it. And but I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have fun cutting on your t-shirts up and making them awesome, because it's so fun and I love doing it, and I love showing you guys because it's such a cheap way to, you know, like make your closet awesome again. You know, you might have all these ugly t-shirts in there that are so gross and big and nasty, and you only wear them to bed and shit like that, and you can actually like do this with them and make them cool and be able to actually wear them, you know, instead of them just sitting in your closet gathering dust, you know. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed this, and definitely subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and leave me a comment below if you want me to, or if you want to request anything, if you want to say anything, blah blah blah. So yes, thanks for watching.